Today, we're diving into something really big happening in India's manufacturing world. It's called the BHAVYA scheme, and it's a massive government plan designed to completely shake up and boost the country's industrial sector. So let's get into what it is and, more importantly, why it's such a potential game changer.
So, before we can really appreciate the solution, you gotta understand the problem it's trying to solve. For decades, if you wanted to build a new factory in India, you were up against what you could call a huge industrial hurdle. The whole process was just known for being incredibly slow and, frankly, a bit of a nightmare.
And what did those challenges look like? Well, first, you had the long, drawn-out battle of just getting the land. Then came navigating this absolute maze of approvals from who knows how many different departments. And even after all that, you could face huge delays just trying to get basic things like power and water hooked up. All that uncertainty, it's a massive red flag for any investor.
Okay, so how do you fix a system that's so tangled up? The answer is a pretty clever idea that basically flips the whole script. It's called the plug-and-play solution, and it's designed to tackle every single one of those hurdles we just talked about, all at once.
So what in the world is a plug-and-play park? Think about it like this. The old way was like deciding to build a house from absolute scratch. You had to find and buy the land, get dozens of permits, hire everyone, and build it all yourself. The plug-and-play model, that's like moving into a brand new apartment where the lights are on, the water's running, and everything is good to go. You can just move in and start working, almost immediately.
Just look at the difference here. The old path is just bogged down with delays and things you just can't predict. But this plug-and-play path, it gives you a ready-made foundation with everything already sorted out. The real takeaway is that incredible shift from a long, painful setup to a super-fast, streamlined start.
Right, an idea this ambitious needs a serious plan to back it up. And that, right there, is where the BHAVYA scheme comes into the picture. This is the official government mission that's taking this plug-and-play idea and rolling it out on a huge, nationwide scale.
So let's put a number on just how big this ambition is. 100. What is this? Well, that's the target. The government is aiming to develop 100 of these advanced, ready-to-go industrial parks all across the country, all under this one scheme. So the official name for the plan is the BHVS scheme, and the organization leading the charge is the National Industrial Corridor Development Corporation. Let's just call it the NICDC. This is the agency that's going to be the engine, building out all 100 of these parks.
But what really makes these new parks so different? They're not just empty fields with a fence around them. Let's actually pop the hood and look at the blueprint to see what makes them genuinely investment ready.
Okay, so here are the key pieces. First, you've got pre-approved land with all the utilities ready to be hooked up. No waiting. Then, the whole approval headache is gone thanks to a single-window system. These parks are also smartly connected to roads, railways, and ports, fitting into the country's bigger logistics plan. And maybe most importantly, they're built for the future, with things like green energy, water recycling, and smart digital systems.
And it's really important to get this. This isn't some brand new experiment they're trying out. The BHAVS scheme is really the next logical step. It's an evolution, and it's built on years of experience that the NICDC already has from developing other huge industrial projects and smart cities.
And they've got the track record to prove it. The NICDC has already pulled off major projects like the Dalera Smart City in Gujarat and the industrial area in Greater Noida. These places have already seen huge demand from investors, and they've kind of become the models for how to do this right.
All right, so let's zoom out for a second and connect all these dots back to the big picture. What is the real vision here? Because this isn't just about building some industrial parks. It's about fundamentally reshaping India's entire manufacturing future.
And these are the ultimate goals. It's about making Indian manufacturing way more competitive on the world stage. It's about pulling in investment from everyone, from small local businesses to giant global companies. And of course, that is all supposed to create a ton of jobs, push for sustainable growth, and build a truly world-class industrial backbone for the whole economy. That is why this matters.
So, as we wrap this up, we're left with a pretty powerful question, aren't we? By knocking down all those old roadblocks and creating these amazing, ready-to-use ecosystems, these plug-and-play parks are definitely designed to be a game changer. The real question now is, will this whole initiative be the switch that truly powers up the next great chapter of India's industrial story?